button. Hello, welcome to the First Session podcast with George and Chris. Say hello, Christopher.
Hey, how's it going, guys? We're here. We're going to talk about... We just saw Deadpool tonight, so we're going to get into that. We're drinking some whiskey, some Trail's Ends, first batch, and a cup of coffee because it's 2:10.
We've had a long goddamn day.
It's been a long day.
I'm on like the upper and downer part of our day. Like, I'm getting drunk from drinking this whiskey, but like I'm tired and also like
we're not quite there. We're gonna drink a little more. I think.
I'm in a different place than you. Let's just say
started.
Let's just say that.
Okay.
All right. So we saw Deadpool tonight. Chris, thoughts? One word. What do you got to say? Deadpool. Go.
I found it really enjoyable. I actually, I went into it with high expectations because I heard good things, and
everyone's heard good things.
I heard great, and I kind of wish I didn't hear the good things because I would have been pleasantly surprised. But I was already expecting it, and I had a great time. I thought it was. I thought it was very good. Lowering the monitor on me. Okay.
I don't want you looking at it. Don't look at it.
I'm not.
I'm like watching it.
I'm zoning out. I'm like, my eyes are not focused on that.
It was like a comic book movie that you've never seen before. There's nudity in it. It was a classic. You mentioned this before. It was a classic story, easy. Like the villain takes his girl, guy goes after her, saves his girl, but everything else in between is more original.
Yeah, I mean, you could take the violence, which I was actually expecting it to be a little more violent, and there was a couple of decapitations.
They said that the violence was good, but from what I heard, they said the violence was good, but it wasn't like if someone wasn't into that hardcore superhero violent action, that it would still be a good movie to see.
Yeah, I felt like it was kind of like an accumulation of everything that's come before it. I mean, you could take movies from a while back, like Sin City, that kind of had that like dirty, gritty vibe too, and that's a comic book movie as well. And then taking everything from the X-Men movies and all of that and kind of just combining it into this great new, flavor that they could just throw into the mix.
I think it's working so well. I mean, what is it? It hasn't even been out for 20. It's been out for 20 fucking 6 hours or whatever it's been. But I think it's gonna do so well, or it's going so well right now with it because it's a comic book movie that's been seen, but it's also is doing things that other Marvel movies haven't done. And it's been appealing to the adult, not appealing to the mass quantity of people. Like, I saw Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm watching this movie, and I'm thinking, this movie appeals to everyone, whether you like comic books or not. That movie appeals. This is appealing to the adults only.
Right. Both of them are like kind of similar in that way, though. They're huge risks. I mean, no one's ever fucking heard of Guardians of the Galaxy unless you're a huge comic book nerd.
True.
Which I'm pretty nerdy. I'd never heard of Guardians of the Galaxy before that movie came out.
You never heard of Star-Lord before?
I might have heard of Star-Lord, okay, but I've never heard of Guardians of the Galaxy. I've never heard of Rocket Raccoon, and maybe that's maybe I'm not as nerdy as like a lot of people out there.
But
around my group of friends, like I'm pretty fucking nerdy. Like I used to read a lot of comic books, I draw. So yeah, I used to like study all these old like artists like John Romita and stuff like that. Steve Bush. No, I'm too drunk. I'm not even saying names right, so I'm just gonna stop. But
I get what you're saying. I know, from what we were talking, I learned from you about the details of that comic book world or that fictional area.
Yeah. So, coming from that standpoint, I didn't know who Guardians of the Galaxy was. I knew who Deadpool was, but I didn't know much about him. I just knew that he was a character that is like vulgar, breaks the fourth wall, that sort of thing. And I've still probably never read a comic book with Deadpool in it. I just kind of knew a little bit about his character.
Here's the thing with me is with these comic book movies, I've never really read a comic book ever. Like you
read some Walking Dead a little bit at least.
I read one book, the first episode of Walking Dead, or like the first the first comic. Like, but the thing is, like, I love these comic book movies and I follow closely. I know more about the DC universe than any other.
Why is that though?
Because I have a fascination with that universe. Like, I feel like I love those
where
cartoons.
Where did that come from? Oh, it's the cartoons. So.
Like, I love those cartoons with Batman, the Justice League, and all that. As
you never watched like
so
the X-Men cartoon?
No.
In the 90s?
No, I didn't. I never. No. I watched like Pokemon.
It definitely had the coolest theme song though.
Oh yeah? I don't even know it.
It was like I
gotta find that later. I wish I had my laptop because I would fucking. Oh my god.
All right. Well.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, like
Batman,
I don't know that. I grew up with some fascination with the DC comics, like a lot, like. But as far more like the Justice League, not even just DC, just Justice League. I love the Justice League. But
yeah, I mean, we talked about this kind of earlier, but like my feelings on the Justice League is like they got a lot of like really weird characters, and I feel like you can like easily relate to the Marvel characters. They're all kind of like.
Because the Marvel
Spider-Man, like I was like a high school kid, and then this spider bit me, and now look at me. But like DC is like. Green Lantern, like he's like a space cop or some shit, and
he's like,
I don't know. Superman is just all powerful, also from another planet. I mean, Batman's really kind of the only relatable person, and he's a billionaire, like
orphaned. You don't know, even if you're not a billionaire, but you don't have
the reason why you can relate to him is like at least you're from Earth. I mean, you're nothing like me, but at least you're from this planet. He's the only guy.
Yeah, and the thing here's the thing is like also DC's I feel like DC's making up cities like Metropolis.
Yeah,
Gotham.
That's right. Marvel plays in the real world.
Plays New York City.
More so, I mean, I know they kind of make up some stuff too, like Black Panther's from Wakanda is like a made up African country, and
right, and the same thing with DC Wonder Woman's from fucking I can't even think of what she's from that all girls island.
Amazon, right?
Amazonia or something like that.
Well, which kind of brings us into our next topic, which is DC versus Marvel. We're kind of, I mean, where are they going with these universes? And Marvel seems to have a much tighter grip on what they're doing with the movies.
Marvel, but think, okay, what for Marvel? When was the first real like Marvel movie? Like not X-Men, but when was the first Marvel movie that came out that this shit started taking off? Like Iron Man?
Iron Man was the first in their cinematic universe.
Right. And
but
think about
X-Men,
that. How long ago did that first Iron Man movie came out? Iron Man's been doing. I mean, DC's been doing this shit for like 10 years, and now, I mean, Marvel's been doing this shit for 10 years. Now DC's jumping in this shit and trying to take over a little bit. And
DC's been in there since the start, but they've kind of been doing it weird. I mean, they did the Nolan Batman movies,
right, which were sick,
which were awesome.
We argue about which one was the better one.
We do?
Yeah. I think Batman Begins was amazing.
Yeah,
that's one.
I think it goes. Too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I know we argue. We disagree. You said they go in order. They go 1, 2, 3 the best. Yeah. I think it goes 1, 3, 2.
You think the third is better than the second?
Yeah, definitely.
Nah, I don't know. No.
Okay, it goes take Heath Ledger and the Joker out of it. I like
most people think the second's the best.
Yeah, well, they're dumb. A lot of people don't even see the first one.
You know what?
The
first one's the best, I think.
For comic books and shit like that, I love that rough beginning superhero part of it, or like that, when you get that full on backstory, and they're not even.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah. With Batman Begins, it works
because he wasn't even Batman till the end of that movie, and I think that's like I want to know.
The first time you see him as Batman is so badass. Yeah. He's just sitting on top of that car or something, like his cape's flowing in the background.
For comic
he looks like
movies,
Batman. He looks like straight out of the comic or the cartoon or whatever you like him from. He looks perfect. He looks amazing.
Yeah. But for me, for what hits me with that Batman Begins is I love really knowing that hardcore, deep, detailed backstory of their struggle and then where they came out of, like, being who they became. Like, think about, like, tonight, we saw Deadpool, like, think about if they really just played hardcore more on him being, like, tortured and him being struggling, being with that woman. And then at the end, he becomes Deadpool. instead of being he's Deadpool in the middle of the movie. Like they did back and forth with him becoming Deadpool.
Well, I think part of that is if this movie came out in 2000, they would have done that. But
they're hitting
people are a little tired of superhero origin stories.
Yeah, Marvel's hitting it so hard.
If you're noticing, like, they kind of just like jump into the storyline nowadays. Like they gave Deadpool's backstory.
He did,
but they started the movie with him as Deadpool.
Deadpool.
in the cab, fucking slurring my words, in the cab, he's Deadpool, and then they flash back and kind of give like little glimpses of how.
Yeah, they gave and another one of my favorite superhero movies is just the basic Wolverine Origins, and that really explains his Wolverine-ness.
Yeah, most people hate
why he calls himself Wolverine. Because the moon at night. Called himself Wolverine, he'd come out. I don't even know. I can't even remember.
Most people hate that movie.
I like it.
I've never disliked it. I mean, I know why.
It's not great.
I know why people don't like it because the CGI was not up to par or this and that. And Deadpool was the main reason why people really hated it because Ryan Reynolds is in that whole movie.
Oh, he's the Deadpool.
He's the samurai in the beginning, and then he becomes Deadpool at the end, but it wasn't Deadpool from the comics.
You're right.
He had his mouth sewn shut, and if you
yeah, they played into that.
They played into the actual
new
movie.
Deadpool. So your mouth shut.
Yeah. So, but I mean, for me, when I first saw Wolverine Origins, I was into it. I thought the fight at the end was pretty cool. I was like, whatever. It's pretty. To me, that was like the first it was a unique comic book movie that was like an actual comic book movie where they're like shooting lasers, slicing each other up.
Yeah,
I liked it. I liked what's his name? The guy that played like Sabretooth.
Was it Beast or Sabretooth?
Not Beast.
It's his brother.
His brother, yeah, whatever. That guy, I thought he killed it as Sabretooth. Sabretooth. I don't know, it was Shreeb or something. Leave.
Oh no, what's his real name? I'm driving me crazy right now. Like I don't want to dwell on this long, but I can't. Yeah. Victor. It's Victor.
Nah, it's like Leave.
Yeah, but his brother's name was like Victor.
Oh, in the movie, yeah. Maybe, yeah. It's like Victor or something.
Victor.
I don't know.
No. God. But you're right. Like we were saying before, what was the first one of the real, like not including X-Men? Marvel came out with Iron Man a while ago, and they've just been killing it since then, and evolving at a rapid pace that the public enjoys. Where DC, they came out with Man vs. Steel, which was great. I love Man vs. Steel, which was one of them. I'm saying like it really detailed backstory of who he is.
Right.
But was it Batman vs Superman's coming out, and I just hope they hit it.
You have to take a look at like the larger picture though, because DC has been trying to maybe catch up with Marvel. I mean, they were kind of caught up in what I was saying before, the Nolan Batman trilogy, which was amazing. And then they tried to do like a Green Lantern movie with
Ryan Reynolds, which they played into Deadpool tonight.
Which they did, yeah.
It flopped.
And then so I guess, and I don't know if this still fits into the timeline, but there was like that Superman Returns movie. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
that was a really long time ago. But
the only part I remember that movie, which I actually never seen, but I remember him getting shot or whatever, and a bullet like hits his eye.
Yeah, because that was in the trailer.
That's in the trailer.
I saw that movie. I was on like some weird sort of field trip thing in Philadelphia, and I saw that movie with a bunch of strangers. I thought it was the worst movie I ever seen. I really, to this day, I think so, because you go into a Superman movie, you just want him to throw one punch. One. Just at least one. He doesn't throw a single in the whole movie, except against a piece of rock. Like, he's like punching an island at the end. Like, that's all he does. He doesn't punch a single enemy.
So I should save myself and never see it.
I mean, again, I could be wrong. I'm talking off the fly here. But I swear, I don't think he punches a single guy in that whole movie. Yeah. And Lex Luthor, like, the whole thing is, like, he's just, like, trying to be a real estate, like, dude. I mean, he's trying to be, like, Donald Trump. There's no, like, nothing, like, really serious is happening. Like, Kumar is in it from Harold and Kumar. He just stands there with a gun, like, stupidly. Nothing really happens. I don't know. I hate that movie.
For me, I love that superhero movie when it really appeals to, like, the real life. When they try to do too much of appeal to the mass, and when they do appeal, like, when they try to make him too human or too, what do I want to say, like, superhero-y, like, you know what I mean, like, too nice. I want him to be like that, like tonight, like Deadpool. Like, I want that, like, realism, that hardcore, like, shit's okay. You're a superhero. Shit's gonna get real. There's gonna be blood. There's gonna be fighting. There's gonna be death.
So you don't read any comic books, right?
No, I don't read comic books.
So I think, like, what the movies, and I think what they're starting to do more, and Deadpool was a great example of it, is, like, base it off the comic books. The comic books are successful for a reason. I mean, a lot of these characters, like Batman and Superman, I mean, they're developed in, like, the 30s, and they're still Batman and Superman. We're about to make a freaking movie out of that. huge blockbuster movie so many years later. I mean, there's a reason why they're successful. There's a reason why Deadpool and Spider-Man and X-Men are successful. Base it off the books, because the books are great. And there's a lot of times I think that they try to make these movies and they're just saying, hey, you know,
we're doing it because
they're superheroes. Let's make them superhero-ish. Like, there's, like, this mentality.
Can we talk about the movie Batman vs Superman and how everybody is saying, like, it's the obvious thing, like, Superman should kill Batman, like, no question, like, this and that, and the other thing. And I feel like I'm always defending Batman.
Well, George, this goes back to you not reading comic books, man.
I know a little bit about the story, but, like, I feel like Batman should, like, I defend Batman.
So, yeah, you absolutely should.
And he should be the one winning, and then people, like, I feel like I see, like, on the internet, people talking about, like, this is just a joke, like, this and that, like, Batman should be dead, like, no, Superman should crush him, and I'm like, but, like, according to, I don't know the comic book story, but from what I learned from the DC from when I was a kid, like, Batman beats, like, all of them. Like, he knows how to beat the Justice League.
So the thing is, with Batman, from what I understand at least, is that he, like, I guess there was this, like, sort of thing where he was always part of the Justice League or, like, Super Friends or whatever.
But he never wasn't fully a part of it, though, right?
I'm not sure, but I just kind of, like, I get this vibe that he was always part of these, like, you know, like, if you ever seen, like, the old cartoons where he's, like, the Super Friends or whatever, you know, he's part of the Justice League, and there was, like, what does he actually do? Like, what does he, like, lend to it? What did him and Robin actually lend to it?
His mind.
Superman. Yeah, it's his mind.
Yeah.
And that's what it is, like, all these people might be super powerful, but he is always super prepared.
Yeah, that's yes. I get that. Like, he know, and, like, I think there's been other ones about it, and I've been meaning to watch, that he can understand and plan ahead about how he can defeat all, like, the people in the Justice League.
Yeah, that was a cool thing. Actually, I watched this with, like, Phil.
Yeah, Phil. I remember Phil talking about it.
Of course, Phil.
Yeah, all right, next on the next.
Phil's going to be our guest host next time. But
no
Phil
thanks.
one time, no thanks, but maybe.
I'm gonna.
Phil one time kind of made me watch this thing, and I'm sure a lot of people know about it, but it was kind of cool. Like, you know, something went down, and Batman had this, like, plan that he's always had, and it was how to take out each of the Justice League people.
Members, right?
Almost called them the Avengers.
And then that shit gets stolen. Right.
Is that what, I kind of don't remember.
Like,
but yeah, I think that's what happens. It got stolen. He's got, like, contingency plans.
Like the Flash, Wonder Woman, Superman. He knows all their weaknesses and has them ready to go if he needs them to. If one of them revolts, and something bad happens. But in that story, it ends up the enemies ended up finding them and then destroying the Justice League, and then I'm sure they fight back on.
Yeah, but that's kind of like what's cool about Batman, is he can always figure it out, So and with the Batman versus Superman,
like, that's the thing. People are like, it's not even a contest, But like, watch. I'm like,
It is
but
though, because you watch those trailers and you already see. Did you see the most recent trailer? It just came out, I think, yesterday.
Oh, if it came out yesterday, no, I haven't.
Superman throws a punch and Batman just blocks it, and Superman's looking at him like, "What the fuck?" Like, I'm
because he's got that super suit going.
He's got that super suit, man.
Because he's got the billionaire. He's got all these this technology.
I mean, if you, I know you've never read the book or watched the animated series, but the way that Batman kind of beats Superman in the Dark Knight Returns, or
the Batman versus
the Dark Knight, whatever. Yeah, Dark Knight Returns. He has Green Arrow shoot. First of all, he's in this mechanized suit, whatever. He's super strong.
Right. They show that in the trailer.
Green Arrow shoots a kryptonite arrow at
He's got
Superman.
that kryptonite arrow.
Superman catches it.
Right.
Because of course he would catch it.
But then the kryptonite's
but it
right
fucking
there.
explodes right in his face. Like it's just like set to explode. So then he's weakened, and then Batman just fucks him up, and like he's got all these. He's always got all these like extra things put in place to kind of just.
That's the thing. Like, I get into such arguments with people about it. I'm like, listen, like, yes, Superman in the end is all time stronger and more physical and this and that. But
that's what makes Batman so cool.
That's why I like Batman.
That's what makes Batman so cool.
He can do that shit. Like, he can understand like someone's weak. He's like a chess player in this Justice League world. Like,
absolutely, his mind is. He always thinks 12 steps ahead.
And then he's got the money to create these things and be able to have the Batmobile, the Bat Chopper. I don't know.
Right, and that's why his ultimate, arch nemesis is the Joker, who just seemingly does everything on the fly. And is just a complete anarchist and complete just random chaos. And that's what's great about them. They're at complete odds,
Mm-hmm. Villains in DC universe, great.
Great. All right. Moving on, though.
We could go on this.
We didn't even talk about what we meant to, but listen, let's talk about Star Wars. Star Wars is always consistent, always coming now. It's back in our realm. George is a brand new fan. I've been a fan since I was like 4 years old.
You've been a fan since you were a little kid. I have to admit, yeah. I wasn't a fan growing up at all, and then Star Wars has come out, and I've always been like intrigued with Star Wars. And then so this new one's coming out, and I watched all 6, and I watched them in proper order. I watched episode 4, episode 5,
thank
6.
God. You can't watch them in the other order.
Proper order, yeah.
You know what the problem with watching them in episodic order, if that's a word, I think it is. If you watch them episode 1, 2, and 3, and then 4, 5, and 6, you already know that Anakin is Darth Vader.
Right.
And that he's Luke's father. So that ruins the entire surprise. So you need to watch them 4, 5, 6 and find out, holy shit, Darth Vader's Luke's father, and then you could watch the backstory. You can't watch them in order, though, because
you don't find out. Well, I mean, I knew going into it that.
Of course, everyone kind of knows.
You don't find out that Darth Vader is Luke's father, Luke's and Leia's father, until I think the 6th one.
Well, you find out he's Luke's father in the 5th one, then you find out that.
Okay. Leia and Luke are brother sister.
Yeah, but so you've caught up. You're a fan of the.
But like movie. Rewatching them, like I was like, oh shit, like this shit's like Star Wars is really good. Like I really started falling in love with it, and then watching this new one kind of sold me on it.
Yeah, I mean you saw it 3 times, 4 times.
I saw it 4 times.
We saw it together.
Literally, I think it's still in the theater. We could keep going.
I would see it again. I mean, I truly love it from the opening scene.
I bought my first lightsaber.
I mean, let's put it this way. You're always.
I have all the action figures.
You're always at home by yourself playing with your lightsaber in the dark. But,
my blue lightsaber. I got the blue. I'm on the light. I'm a light side kind of guy.
I like
blue, the light.
I blue all the way. I'm blue.
I got the original
that much.
Luke Skywalker freaking lightsaber.
To be honest, when Luke went to green, I was kind of a little.
Yeah, but they're trying to. That was.
It was a production. It was a production issue.
I did not know
because they had never really shown the blue lightsaber in front of a blue sky. In the beginning of Return of the Jedi, he's fighting in the desert, and it wasn't showing up well, so they changed it to green in post production. So if you see, there's actually like old like set photos or not set photos, but whatever, like premiere. Like I don't know what to call them. Pre-release sort of stuff where he's got a blue lightsaber, but they changed it to green eventually. So anyway, I enjoyed the 7th movie as well. I thought it was perfect to introduce new audiences to the realm of Star Wars. I always grew up with it. I'm a big fan always, and I'm looking forward to what's to come. So what do you think? What do you think about Rogue One, which is on its way?
I think for Rogue One, it plays into the end of the 3rd one, beginning of 4.
Well, it's
how they got the Death Star
closer
plans.
to the 4th because it's going to be a little bit before the 4th.
For what I like or what I'm interested in is like, okay, well, who's portraying? Like, is Leia going to be in it?
No.
Is Anakin going to be in it?
No, so
it's just straight like
it's going to be a whole new cast.
Who's going? Yeah, okay,
it's
so it's a whole new cast.
The cast is basically going to be this group of, I guess, just a group of rebels, right? So I don't know if they're like a special ops group or spies or whatever they are, but they're going to be the main cast. I've heard Darth Vader is going to be in it. I don't know if he's the main protagonist or not, antagonist or not, but he will be in it playing some sort of role.
Right. Probably as like the Sith, Dark, whatever. Like he'll be like the big villain in it.
Yeah,
like,
well,
you know what I mean? I'm sure he's not going to be. Do you think he's going to be fighting a lot of these newborn characters?
It'll take place right before the 4th movie, so right before the original Star Wars. So he'll be kind of like at his prime, you know. So I'm expecting them to kind of.
Yeah, it will be his prime because then
they're going to show him pretty badass. I think he's going to like wreck house. I think that the rebels are going to be trying to do these missions or whatever, and Darth Vader's going to come in and
just choking people with his fucking
fuck people
mind.
up. I think he's going to fuck people up.
What do you think the lightsaber speed will be? Okay, because 1, 2, 3, like they had quick lightsabers.
I don't think there's going to be a lightsaber battle. I don't think there's going to be any Jedi.
Any lightsaber? No Jedi.
There's not going to be any Jedi because all the Jedi are dead, and this is before Luke. You know what I mean?
Right, and this is when Obi-Wan hides out. Right?
Yeah, this is Obi-Wan and Yoda are in hiding. Luke's not a Jedi yet. There's no Jedi in the galaxy. I mean, I don't know. Do you know about the cartoon show Rebels? Star Wars Rebels?
Yeah, I actually I watched like 2 episodes, and it's kind of cheesy, and I kind of can't deal with it.
I know. I haven't watched it at all because I don't know. But
it reveals a lot of the Star Wars.
I got to be honest. Have you ever watched Clone Wars? The Star Wars Clone Wars TV show?
Wait, I think that's what I'm watching.
I've been powering through it.
Darth Maul's still a thing.
Yeah, well, I think he's in Rebels too. I don't know, but I've kind of been powering through Clone Wars. The first 2 seasons were like,
I feel like it's tough.
Man, very, very tough. But third season,
and it gets
starts
real.
to get.
I have such a struggle trying to power through shit.
Me
like
too.
that.
I've been sleeping through. I've been watching it every night and kind of like sleep and falling asleep. But
I have it on my Netflix.
I'm on 3rd season. 3rd season. You should maybe just start watching a 3rd season because honestly, it starts to really pick up.
And then if I really fall in love, I'll go back.
Yeah, we're gonna watch some after this podcast.
Okay. If I don't pass the fuck out.
Yeah, we're both gonna pass out. That's what I do every night.
We can watch tomorrow. We can talk about it.
That's my life. I fucking put on Star Wars Clone Wars and I pass out every night. And then my girlfriend's like, hey, good night, I'm going to sleep, and I'm already way asleep watching fucking Clone Wars. But it's cool. It really opens up the Star Wars world. It's kind of like it's a great thing. I mean, Dave Filoni, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name right, but he's kind of like in charge of that, and he's the one running Star Wars Rebels now too. But he pulls from all the expanded universe, and he really has like a good grasp on like the Star Wars lore, and he makes sure that it nothing contradicts itself. And I don't know, he does a great job.
Isn't there also Star Wars books?
Oh
that play into something else before even episode 1.
Well,
the books like it kind of portrays that with it.
Well, there used to be, like, since the original Star Wars came out, there's been tons of books, but once Disney bought them, everything kind of got retconned, and now they consider it Star Wars Legends, so it's not really canon.
Okay.
But they do produce new things that are canon. So the things that are canon are the movies, Star Wars Clone Wars TV show, and Star Wars Rebels, and then any book that's been produced after Disney bought them. So there's a bunch, but yeah, I guess we're looking forward to Rogue One. I've heard it's going to be more of like a Star Wars movie with an emphasis on the wars part of it. I mean,
so it's going to be a lot of action.
A lot of action, a lot of more of like a war drama. I mean, I've heard they brought in the people from like Saving Private Ryan and like Black Hawk Down. I'm not too sure what to expect from it because it doesn't.
Well, I feel like a lot of what people like about the Star Wars is Jedi's, the Force, lightsabers. They want to get that. They want to get that enjoyment of being like that unknown. Like people have experienced that enjoyment, helicopters landing, flights, and air battles and big fight scenes. But the actual like Force is something that's unknown, and that's so I think draws so much to the Star Wars universe. You know, as far for me as a new Star Wars fan, that the coolest probably weapon ever in the Star Wars in any fictional universe is a lightsaber. It's so legit. Like what else? Like think about any other weapon developed. Think about any other fake weapon that's ever been made in any other thing. What's cooler? The lightsaber's so unreal, and having the Force is something that's like so powerful.
Lightsaber is for sure probably the coolest weapon ever put on cinema. I mean, I can't think of anything else that rings as true as that. I mean, it cuts through anything. It fucking looks cool.
And especially when you have the lightsaber with the Force, you're blocking other shit. Like you can sense.
I mean,
you're sensing the universe around you.
Let's think of the Force Awakens, right? Let's look at Finn. Awesome character. I loved Finn from the moment he came on screen as a stormtrooper. But that moment he ignited that lightsaber in his fucking arms. Yeah, traitor! But like just fucking the way it just shot out and illuminated him, I was like, yeah, that's a badass. And the same thing with Rey. I mean, she fucking grabbed that shit and just lit it up. The lightsaber is what makes you cool. You know?
Right. So if there's going to be no lightsabers...
You're an awesome character. Without the lightsaber, you're a great character, whatever. With the lightsaber, as soon as you fucking ignite it, you're just...
But you're saying this new movie, the Rebellion, whatever, there's going to be no lightsaber.
Yeah, so battle. I think they're taking...
So what's drawing these Star Wars fans to it?
That's what I'm curious about. I mean, I think they're relying on the fandom.
Maybe Darth Vader will have his lightsaber zooming around?
I mean, yeah, Darth Vader definitely will. And I think that he will just be like wrecking house and just destroying people. I don't know. I'm curious to see how they're going to play it out. If it's like a legit war movie, I'm curious. I would love to see it. I like war movies.
I mean, for Disney's second Star Wars movie, it can't be bad. You know what I mean? Like, for their second... Like, think about this. They
got too much riding on it.
Force Awakens... Legit, not like out of this mind. Like it was legit. You can't go wrong with what they did.
You saw it 4 times.
4 times. I never see him. Who sees a movie 4 times in a theater?
I don't know. People do, but
druggies and hookers do.
I don't know. Crazy people.
But thinking about their second movie being a bomb. That's gonna have people. That's one for 1 for 2. People are gonna lose faith in that. Like they can't have that. So it's gonna be. I guess you gotta say it's gonna be legit.
I think so.
As much as we're skeptics.
I mean, I'm never a skeptic about Star Wars. Even when the prequels were coming out, as much as I dislike 90% of them, I still love them. I still love Star Wars. That's how I am. Just love them. All right, okay. Let's talk about some things that are coming up. I mean, Walking Dead's coming on.
Walking Dead's tomorrow.
Tomorrow now. It's
I guess you can say that.
2:45 in the morning. Walking Dead's coming on tomorrow night.
What season? Is it mid-season?
It is season
5?
6.
Mid-season.
It's season 6B. So season 6B.
6B.
Well,
I don't like how they do that shit.
I don't like how they split it up either, but
I guess it gives you more that less time in between.
Well, it makes sense.
But the thing is, okay, like we're not gonna after these 6 episodes. You're not gonna get anything till October.
Yeah.
Was it? It's February.
8 episodes. 8 episodes.
Was it 8?
I think so. Yeah, 8.
April. Yeah, I guess it's stretched, but
well, you will get Fear of the Walking Dead. I know that's.
I hate that shit, and I know you started to really like it.
I take it back. I hate it too. I gave it good hope in the first couple episodes, but
The Walking Dead is garbage.
I think so. Yeah.
Here's the thing with me about the zombie world and that has attracted me for years and years, even before Walking Dead. Like I would even when I was in college, like fucking how long ago was I in college? Like 5 years ago, or everything before zombies really got big. What attracted me to the zombie world was the survival part of it. You know, like I feel like I said this to you. Like it's the survival and the struggle and the keeping alive part from the zombies, which attracted me. With this Walking Dead and Fear of the Walking Dead, I feel like it's all about character building and character drama. Like not unless more zombie part of it.
I see what you're saying, but on the other side of it, like the reason why I was into it at first was because I never thought with The Walking Dead, I thought they kind of missed an opportunity where they never really built up the characters before they tore them down. And I thought with Fear the Walking Dead, they were doing that they were going to build up the characters and then you were going to tear them down and feel that heartbreak. And as the season went on, it kind of just dragged, and I lost the momentum. I mean, the first couple episodes, I was like, okay, I'm fine with there not being many zombies. I want them to build the characters up. I want to see who these people are before the zombie apocalypse ruins them.
All right.
And, they had that one episode where they did the time skip. I think it was like...
I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
Like I tried to watch the beginning, and I'm just like, this shit's like I just don't like that people drama of it, and I don't
want it to be a soap opera either. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't want it to be like that, but I do want to know who these characters are. I want to know. Hey, Travis is a good guy. Travis, the main character. I want to know.
Is that Fear the Walking Dead?
Yeah. I want to know. I want to know he's a good guy. And then I want to see his life ruined. Like, I want to see a good guy with his life ruined. And that's going to hit me more than just knowing, whatever, like Rick and Daryl and Glenn, like, you don't know who they were beforehand. They don't really, they kind of sprinkle it in.
You kind of see, like...
You don't see it that much in The Walking Dead, so... Yeah, it hits you, but it, like, I feel like... I feel
that way with the Walking Dead. Is sometimes it's just there's episodes I'm like this means nothing to me. I watched this episode and nothing happened. Nothing was interesting. There's everyone being like dramatic about everything, which we mean and I try to like play myself in. Okay, this is a universe.
I don't think you went in a completely open mind. I think you're expecting.
That's the thing. I gotta understand.
Which is already like years into the apocalypse. I think you need to look at it like this is a brand new, fresh show, and here are characters.
But I'm not talking about Fear the Walking. I'm talking about the regular Walking.
Oh, okay. What? So no.
I think I struggle with creating a fresh new perspective in the terms of these people don't know what zombies are. They don't understand it. They don't understand that world.
Okay.
And to them, it's a universe of ignorance. I guess I want to say, like, just not knowing. You know what I mean? It's a world of but I struggle to sit back and be like, you should do this, you should do that, like and then they're not doing any of that, which makes me frustrated.
And you're talking about the regular Walking
Dead.
Absolutely. The regular Walking Dead, I'm a big fan of the comics. I've read all of Robert Kirkman's comic books up to date. I read them monthly. And I didn't start reading them until after the show. I kind of got recommended to the show because of someone that was a big fan of the comic books told me, you need to watch this show because these comic books are awesome. And he knew that I was in the comics, and I went in and I watched the show, and I loved the pilot episode. And I remember even in the first season being like, oh, the pilot was perfect. The pilot was so great, but just started getting a little weird. I mean, I'm probably in the minority, but there's like a lot of weird things that happen in season 1 that I already kind of knew this show was on a rocky road. Especially that one episode where they fucking, I don't even know like how to put this in the words. Like they like attack like a place that was actually like an old person's home.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Weird, dude. And like, they tried to make it into like a cheesy joke about like they're like, oh, we're gonna feed Glenn to the dogs, and it was like a bunch of chihuahuas or something.
And then and then after that, they're like, Glenn was like, oh, like they're old people that live here.
I know. I mean, come on, dude.
Here's the thing, like,
don't do that to me in season 1. That could be like a filler episode in season 6.
I hate filler. I feel like all Walking Dead, a lot of it is just filler.
It is. I mean,
it drives me wild.
All
like,
I
I'm
can
watching
say,
episodes. I'm like 45 minutes in an episode. I'm like, nothing has happened.
All right,
nothing has happened.
Everyone listening, which is literally 0 people.
I think
spoiler alert.
3 people listen.
All right, 3 people. Spoiler alert. But turn it off right now if you don't want to know any spoilers for The Walking Dead. But fucking, if Carl does not get his eyeball shot out,
is that like a big thing in it?
It's a big thing. I'm about to show you in the books. I have them all here. If he does not get his eye shot out,
I don't read
this episode, I am stopping. I am not watching anymore. I refuse, and I'm protesting against AMC because they stopped everything that's cool about the comic book so far.
It's going to happen in the season finale. He'll get his eye shot out.
No, it needs to happen next episode or it's not going to happen. Like, that's when it happens.
So like, well, I learned about that today. Like, I was like, you know, Walking Dead this, Walking Dead that, and you were talking about like, I don't want to say anything because I want to spoil it for you. I was like, nah, like fuck that, just tell me. That was the first thing you said. Was if he doesn't get his eyes shot out, this is bullshit. All right, we're bringing out the book, bringing out the text.
We got the book here. We're gonna. I don't know. Don't focus on this because it's taking me a while to find it. You know.
So like, I want to know more now. Like, how does he get his eye shot out? What?
So, I mean, we can't get into this without talking like a lot of spoilers. So, but basically,
no one's listening.
Let me put it this way. Okay, we're at the greatest in the TV show. We were at the greatest, in my opinion, the greatest part of the entire comic book, which is the No Way Out storyline. The No Way Out storyline is over the moon amazing. For any zombie fan, it is fantastic. And the way the show's been handling it has been so mediocre, I just want to give up. I just want to give up on the show altogether because this is the one thing that I've been looking forward to. I mean, this is literally Battle Royale in the snow with everyone teaming up, fighting these zombies like fucking gladiators. And I'm looking at the show right now, and it just looks like a regular, ordinary episode. I mean, this should be like movie production.
So you're saying that this season, unless it's not legendary, this season will suck. So this season needs to be straight battle. Every episode, a struggle, a battle, fighting zombies, fighting other people, fighting for their lives this season. No. See, at least this coming episode.
No. Like, what happens in the comic books is that Alexandria gets swarmed by a huge herd, and the herd breaks through the walls.
I think that's they kind of left the last.
Yeah,
last thing that's happening.
Yeah, so Alexandria, the herd breaks through the walls, right? And what happens is all the characters are split up in different houses, and they're all bunkering down. And eventually, Rick, like you see in the TV show,
doesn't it end with them in the guts walking out of the house?
right, exactly like on the TV show. They all put the guts on. Rick and whatever, they all start walking out. I'm not gonna spoil too much, but some shit goes down, and then some other people are firing off their guns like a lunatic, and a stray bullet hits Carl in the eye, blows out his eyeball.
It goes straight in his eye?
It goes on like an angle. It takes out his eyeball. It takes out his eyeball. It doesn't hit his brain.
Does it fuck up his nose?
No, it goes straight in. Does he
have a deviated septum?
It just fucks up this whole section of his head.
So he's Two-Face now?
Basically.
That should just go straight into like Two-Face.
Whatever happens,
Batman Rick is.
Whatever happens, Rick just picks up his son's body and just says, "Fuck it, this plan's not working." Runs back to the medic. They start dealing with him, and then the zombies are pounding on the door, and Rick is like, Rick's like, my son's not gonna survive with all these zombies pounding on the door. I need to go out and hold them off.
Dude,
and
he go ham on them?
He goes out. Yes, yeah.
Oh.
He goes out in the snow and goes ham on the zombies.
But there's no snow.
I know in the show there's not, but I'm talking in the comic.
I want some snow.
He goes out. He just starts going ham. And then who sees him? Michonne. Michonne comes out and is like, I'm going to stand by his side. Michonne stands by his side. Then Abraham's like, I'm going to go out there. And then
but Abraham's not even close by.
Exactly. The show's fucking it up, I'm telling you. But one by one, everyone, Aaron, Gabriel, the priest, everyone one by one starts coming by Rick's side, and they just fucking are like gladiators,
like
fighting
300,
zombies,
fighting like 10,000 zombies.
Yeah, it's the best fucking thing ever. They just fight until every single zombie's dead. They take shifts like overnight, like it lasts for days. They take shifts and they just fight.
That's 300 deal. That's
amazing.
Straight.
And it's so dramatic, and like Carl's dying on the bed, and like, oh my god, there's so much tension in the book, and the fucking show is screwing it up.
I could see it not ready setting up because Abraham's not even there. He's getting captured by the motorcycle gang, by the Blue Angels.
Yeah, they're crunching too many storylines, the saviors, but yeah. All right, George. So, all right. Wait, whoa. Hold on. There we go.
Oh, here we go.
Carl,
oh shit!
Shot right in the eye, right there.
Ah!
Double page.
He's a left eye. He's a left-eyed guy. I was thinking when I was picturing this, I saw his left eye getting shot out, and he was using his right eye. But his right eye gets shot out.
No, I mean, spoiler alert as well. He survives this. This image is a little deceiving because they don't make it seem that bad later on. But
half his head.
Yeah, half his head's like fucking blown away.
That's like straight. Like, how do you stop that blood?
I mean, you'll see him look like he's fine. Like, look at this guy.
Yeah, that's they make that seem.
But
wild.
He meets this girl like later on, and she's like so turned on by his eye. She like licks his eye socket.
Yeah,
and she fucks him. Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh yeah, this comic book is crazy.
Yeah, Carl gets laid.
He loses his virginity early in the zombie world.
Yeah, with a traitor too. I mean, not a traitor, but she's like the enemy. She's the daughter of the enemy.
You probably ruined 3 seasons for me.
Little Romeo and Juliet shit going on. All right, guys, let's talk about George's topic. It's not. This is George's topic.
No. Let's save this shit for tomorrow, I think. We recorded enough.
I think we're way over the time. I have no idea what those little time signatures mean.
We've been recording for almost...
all right, fine. We're going to save a couple of topics for tomorrow night.
Let's see. We got Walking... Well, we've been talking about Walking Dead for like 20 minutes now. You want all this shit to happen. Is this happening tomorrow? Let's like really see if it really does happen.
Yeah,
like, it's
yeah.
interesting.
Carl, I mean, yeah. With Carl
Deadpool
stuff.
Deadpool was sick. Marvel's killing it right now. DC's sucking dick. Star Wars is sick. There's a
DC's
lot to
trying.
come.
We love DC. We want them to succeed.
Yeah. We love DC.
Sucking.
I'm on DC's side, but like, they're gonna fuck it up.
They're dick sucking. I'm trying to make something out of DC, but they're DCing.
They're DP and they're DC. They got dicks up the cunts. That's what DC means. Dicks in the cunts.
Dicks in the cunts.
But anyway, we got Walking Dead starting this weekend, season 6B. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, that's it for us tonight.
Yeah, I think so. It is 3:00 in the AM.
Exactly. Actually.
On the dot.
300. 0300 hours. We ending this shit.
All right. Hey, guys, check us out. I'm Chris Jokas. You can find me...
Georgie P.
You can find me on Instagram
I'm the
at
PP.
Chris Jokas.
On Instagram at... I don't even know my Instagram. Peck George, I think.
Something like that.
Don't worry about it. Have a good night.